Top of the morning to you. I'm your host, Taylor Fife.
And I'm your lucky leprechaun, Royce Jones, welcoming you to our St. Patrick's Day episode of Daybreak.
Our top stories this morning start with what roads are blocking you from celebrating your St. Patrick's Day.
And which USG candidates are debating this Wednesday.
Join us over the rainbow of Pittsburgh because here comes Daybreak.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
So, Roy, spring is just around the corner, but it seems like winter is trying to hold on to us.
That's what I'm saying. It just can't let go. We springed. The
Yes,
clocks.
spring forward.
The clocks went forward, but I wish the weather would move forward and we could get some warmer temperatures. But based off of what I've been feeling, I don't know if we will or not.
Yeah, I hope. Well, let's turn to Nick to see if that's going to happen for us. Nick?
So, Royce, let's hold your horses there for a second because actually it's not looking too bad. Oh, look, the sun came up. So, Friday and Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, it's looking all right. Start out with 37 for a low and with 53. Not too bad. Lows of 20s. But then we go to the week, right? And Monday, it's honestly pretty decent. I mean, 51. I mean, we got that cloud, but hey, we can't ask for something perfect, right? So, low of 31 Tuesday, high of 41, low of 31. Not too bad. We've seen worse, to be honest. And then Wednesday and Thursdays, highs are in the 40s, lows are in the 20s. So, it's actually a pretty good week. But I want to go back to Saturday for all you going to the parade. I mean, it honestly should be good. Maybe a little bit of rain. I really hope not. So maybe bring an umbrella, like put it maybe like in your pocket if you got one of those little ones. Or if you got a big umbrella, you can maybe just hold on to it or have your friend hold on to it. That's what I usually do. Shout out to Jim. But yeah, so that's all I have to say for weather, and I hope everyone has a great and safe week.
All right, thank you, Nikki. So it does look like we're going to be getting a little bit of warmer temperatures and I don't know. We still have a little ways to go. I'll be happy whenever it's in like the 70s and 80s and I'm roasting outside.
Me too.
All right, everybody. Well, here's your city and campus news. Police need your help identifying a suspect in a downtown bank robbery. This is him right here. He's accused of robbing the Northwest Bank on the 500 block of Smithfield Street late Monday afternoon. A bank employee tells the police the suspect walked up to the bank teller window and handed the teller a note. On the note, the suspect demanded cash and claimed he had a gun. The robber got away with the money and thankfully nobody was hurt. The suspect is described as being between 30 to 40 years old and 5'5" tall. If you have any information about the incident or recognize this man, you're asked to call Pittsburgh detectives at 412-323-7161.
It's here. The St. Patrick's Day Parade is just upon us, and nobody knows how to celebrate quite like Pittsburgh, right? You already know it's going down. The parade will take place tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. The route includes Liberty Avenue, Grant Street, Boulevard of the Allies, and Stanwyck Street downtown. The parade will feature 200 marching units, 18 marching bands, and many other participants there to celebrate the Irish heritage in true Pittsburgh style. Road closures tomorrow will begin tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. on the parade route, so be on the lookout for that. They'll open back up at 1 p.m. after the parade is over. Now, after the parade, the fun just begins. The Market Square Merchants Association is holding its annual Fair in the Square event, where participating restaurants and bars will sell alcohol at their sidewalk cafes. Open containers will be permitted from between 2 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Saturday, and if you're heading to the south side tomorrow, free parking and shuttle services will be offered. The 2nd Avenue Parking Plaza will offer free 24-hour parking and a shuttle service to get you from the lot to the south side. Shuttles and stops will be marked with shamrocks.
Pittsburgh homicide detectives are investigating a death in an Overbrook auto body shop. Police responded to the 2500 block of Library Road early Tuesday morning for a report of a dead body found at Eurospeed Motor Work. When police arrived at the scene, they discovered the body of a deceased man trapped underneath a vehicle. The Post-Gazette reported the man as 39-year-old Paul Joseph Tedesco of Pittsburgh. Police say the victim was working on a car when the support jack collapsed and killed him. They also say the man wasn't even even an employee of the shop, but no details on why the man was there or how he got there. If you have any information regarding this case, you're asked to call police.
According to a press release written by United Student Government Press Secretary Josh Croup, USG President Robert Bertha announced on Monday the candidates seeking the office of President and Vice President for the 2018-2019 school year. The candidates for president are sophomore stage management major Haley Hoffman and sophomore sports, arts, and entertainment management major Kaylee Kearns. Freshman political science and legal studies double major Brittany Arp is the only candidate running for vice president. Croup stated that a complete list of students running for senator positions will be released after further review of their applications in the coming days. Daybreak's former host, Alex Rubbs and Jess Paterchak, will host the live USG debate on March 21st. The live debate will air on UView Television's YouTube and Facebook pages at 8 p.m. Students are encouraged to come to the Center for Media Innovation to watch the debates. The candidates for president and vice president will answer questions during the debate, and if you have a question you would like to submit to the candidates before, you can by using the hashtag USGDebate. Elections will be on point sync from March 26th until March 30th.
The St. Patrick's Day Parade is this Saturday, and Assistant Vice President and Chief of Police Jeffrey Bisong wants students on our campus to stay safe and healthy. In an email sent to the Point Park community by Bisong on Tuesday, he informed students about the changes to the Point Park shuttle drop-off and pickup service. The location for the drop-off and pickup will be on 1st and Wood Streets near Frontier Hall, or as a secondary alternative on Wood Street and Fort Pitt Boulevard. Bisong stated that all passengers must have a Point Park University identification and no outside guests are allowed aboard the shuttle. Bisong urged students to, quote, do your part in keeping our university strong, and that, quote, public safety encourages you to make good decisions and consider the potential consequences of your actions. Bisong also listed a few recommended do's and don'ts for St. Patty's Day, including always use the buddy system and never leave your drink unattended.
Vice President of Physical Plant Operations Christopher Hill announced last Friday that the Student ID Center is no longer located on the first floor of Thayer Hall. The ID Center moved to the second floor of the 101 Wood Street building here on campus. Hill stated that in order to gain access to the second floor, students must enter the lobby and use the phone that is located on the counter to the left of the entrance and dial the extension 3490. All right, well, if you're planning on sticking around campus for St. Patrick's Day, there's a few events here on campus for you. CAB is hosting 2 events on the morning of St. Patrick's Day. They have their St. Patrick's Day breakfast that's going to happen in the Lawrence Hall lobby from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. And they also have their CAB Point Patties that's happening in the Lawrence Hall ballroom from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. So lots of fun activities planned on campus. If you're planning on being downtown, you don't have to go out to Market Square, but you can stay right on here and enjoy the fun.
That sounds good. I wonder if they'll serve any green eggs on that Point Park breakfast.
Yeah, they said they were going to have an assortment of breakfast foods. They have pennant leaf on the 4-leaf clover, so sounds pretty fun.
Sounds good. I might have to stop past.
Yeah. Well, after the break, see what the latest edition of Conversation Boulevard has in store.
And an update on the canceled TV show that's now back.
All that and more only on Daybreak.
Risk of a heart attack in half over 10 years. Sure, elevators are convenient, but you burn twice the number of calories just going upstairs than you do while jogging. Think about how long you spend waiting for elevators. The average person spends the equivalent of 2 years waiting for elevators over the course of their lifetime. Don't let that be you. Save time and increase energy. Next time, take the stairs.
Let's go.
You know, let me start off by saying that the two Pens jersey I own are goaltender Matt Murray and forward Brian Rust. Both those players were injured. But boy, am I happy to announce that the comeback is real. The Pittsburgh Penguins tweeted out 2 tweets on March 13th, directly from the words of Penguins head coach Mike Sullivan, that centered around the facts that both players have been adjusting back to the ice and showing good performance at practices. Actually, Brian Rust scored last night against the New York Rangers, so I'm sure he's doing good. The Penguins are now breathing down the Washington Capitals' necks with that 1-point separation in the Metropolitan Division, with goaltenders Tristan Jarry and Casey DeSmith holding down the fort while Murray is injured. Speaking of the Pens, watch this transition. The Pens play in the PPG Arena, right? Well, this week, they are not the only ones playing in that facility because at MARCHMADNESS, March Madness begins, and even though the University of Pittsburgh isn't in the tournament, the city of Pittsburgh is. PPG Paints Arena will be hosting teams such as Duke, Virginia Tech, Rhode Island, Villanova, and many more. Actually, let me just, this is kind of awkward, hang on, this is embarrassing. I actually have to go to the game right now. My apologies. I got my ticket. I got my, what's this fancy thing? Get that out of here. I got my bracket here. But I hope all your sports teams do good, and I hope your brackets stay on point. That's it for sports. Let's head over to the Daybreak News Desk with Sarah Gibson. Sarah, with an H, what do we need to know in national news?
Thanks, Nikki K. The special House election for Pennsylvania's 18th district this week ended early Wednesday, the two houses still only separated by a few hundred votes. The special election candidates, Republican Rick Saccone and Democrat Connor Lamb, were vying for the spot left by Republican Tim Murphy after he stepped down from the spot following the news of a personal scandal. According to the New York Times, while all electronic votes have been counted, putting Lamb in the lead with a 4.8% and Saccone right behind him with 49.6%, Lamb has still not officially won because of absentee ballots, provisional ballots, and ballots by overseas military personnel that have yet to be counted. Officials have until Tuesday to review and count these ballots. What is so unique about this election is that whoever wins will have to decide which district to run this year, after the state Supreme Court threw out Pennsylvania's congressional map due to partisan gerrymandering and issued a new map with new boundaries. In other news, world-renowned physicist Stephen Hawking died early Wednesday in his home in Cambridge, according to BBC News. He was famous for his work on black holes, and he is credited with writing 12 different books on the subject of physics. When Hawking was 22, he was diagnosed with a rare form of motor neuron disease and was only given a few years to live. While the disease left him in a wheelchair and only able to speak through a voice synthesizer, he lived to be 76 years old. Hawking was the first to come up with a theory of cosmology as a union of relativity and quantum mechanics, and the first to discover that black holes leak energy and fade into nothing, the process of which would later be called Hawking's radiation. His children, Lucy, Robert, and Tim, released a statement saying, quote, "We are deeply saddened that our beloved father passed away today. He was a great scientist and an extraordinary man whose work and legacy will live on for many years," unquote.
Now, Sarah, is Connor Lamb's win really that surprising?
Well, it was to a lot of people, Taylor, because they saw how they voted for Trump. Trump led by about 20 points during the 2016 presidential election. But if you look a little farther back than that, the 18th has a history of voting for socially conservative Democratic candidates, such as Frank Mascara, who held the position before Tim Murphy did. He was a socially conservative Democratic candidate. He was pro-life, he was pro-gun. And then they also voted for Bob Casey in 2006. He led by 11 points. And Bob Casey was, again, a socially conservative Democratic candidate. As long as they agreed with certain issues, it's obvious that the people of the 18th didn't really have a problem with voting for a Democratic candidate. That's all for national news. Let's hop over the rainbow with our 2 pots of gold, Royce and Taylor.
After the break, we have our tech and entertainment experts to tell you everything you need to know.
Stay with us because you only find it here on Daybreak.
If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me
Spending just 7 minutes climbing stairs each day cuts your risk of a heart attack in half over 10 years. Sure, elevators are convenient, but you burn twice the number of calories just going upstairs than you do while jogging. Think about how long you spend waiting for elevators. The average person spends the equivalent of 2 years waiting for elevators over the course of their lifetime. Don't let that be you. Save time and increase energy. Next time, take the stairs.
I tell these guys all the time to stick to talking sports and not playing sports.
Here we go. Ready? Didn't make it.
The reboot of American Idol debuted last Sunday on ABC. Ryan Seacrest returned as host with a new cast of judges. Country singer Luke Bryan, pop queen Katy Perry, and balladeer Lionel Richie will be judging contestants this season. The show runs off the basis of telling stories from all walks of life, from homeless people to immigrating people, everyone. The show originally ran for 15 seasons on Fox before it was canceled in 2016. Auditions for the reboot were held last fall in 19 cities across the United States, including Pittsburgh. Camila Cabello released another video for her song Never Be the Same. The video is interpolated with VHS-style footage of the Havana singer in a hotel bedroom. The song peaked at number 15 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart, and the new video has already amassed over 12 million views on YouTube.
Now, B, I know you also had some information about David Byrne. What information do you have for us?
That's right, Royce. Talking Heads frontman David Byrne released his 11th solo album this week, entitled American Utopia. The Scottish-born musician collaborated with high school students from across the United States to make videos for the album's songs. Byrne will perform these songs live at Pittsburgh's Benham Center this May.
This year's St. Patrick's Day Parade is taking a slight detour down the one and only Conversation Boulevard.
That's right. This year, in light of St. Patrick's Day, we're bringing you guys a new edition with something that I unofficially call Leprechaun Battle. So, welcoming our trivia guests here today, we have Marley Pinchok and Wyatt Cree of Entertainment on Point coming to hang out with us on Daybreak. And we have a Daybreak debut with Nick Berlinski and Sarah Gibson. It's not her first time. Obviously, you've seen her before. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce this game. You guys are in for it. I know you guys came prepared. We have the green team, and then we have the Blazers. That's what I'm going to call you.
The green team and the Blazers.
The green team and the Blazers. So I'm going to go ahead and just explain the rules of the game for you guys a little bit here. So Taylor and I, in our hands, on our UView cards, we have 5 St. Patrick's Day trivia questions. We're going to rotate between the two teams, and whoever gets the most answers out of the 5 questions that we have here is going to have to face their partner in a Irish river dance battle.
Okay.
We said that Pittsburgh doesn't, nobody celebrates St. Patrick's Day like Pittsburgh, but neither does Daybreak. We came to play.
Right.
All right, so Taylor, take it away.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to ask the first question. I'm going to do the team Blazers first. Around this time of year, blank releases its delicious minty green beverage called blank.
I know.
I know the
No,
first
I know
one.
the first one. Oh, I know the second one too.
Okay, then answer.
It's a
All you.
McDonald's and the Shamrock Shake.
Correct.
That's
1 point.
it.
1 point for the Blazers.
All right, well, taking it over to the green team, the sales of this Irish beer brand spiked during St. Patty's Day. What is the beer brand?
Do you have any clue? I have absolutely no clue. I don't drink beer. How about, what's a good guess?
I'm gonna say something, but it's not gonna be right.
I mean, your guess is probably as good as mine. Go ahead.
Guinness?
Yes! You got it! That's 1 point for my green team. Go ahead.
All right. Next question. We're back to the Blazers. If I was a naughty leprechaun, I might get in trouble for drinking one of these. A, a rum and coke. B, Kool-Aid. C, green beer. Or D, Sprite. I can ask the question again if you don't get it. Okay. If I was a naughty leprechaun, I might get in trouble for drinking one of these. A, a rum and coke. B, Kool-Aid. C, green beer. Or D, Sprite.
I mean, if you think it's that, I don't know.
I was going to say C, green beer.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Another point.
Naughty leprechaun.
You like that? All right, so before I move on, I am curious, what do you guys have planned? I'll start with the green team. What do you guys have planned for St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I'm going to the parade.
Okay.
So it's my first time going there. I heard it was a lot of fun, so I can't wait for that. That's basically what I'm doing.
Yeah. What do you expect from it? Are you looking forward to anything specific?
I don't know. Well, I went to Pride before last summer, and so I'm kind of expecting it to be like that. You know, just crazy, everyone lining the streets, just having a good time.
Expect the worst.
Expect the worst. Yeah. So yeah.
What about you, Wyatt?
I mean, pretty much same. Just enjoying the parade, enjoying the hopefully good weather. I mean, I'm just excited. I love St. Patrick's Day.
Right, exactly. And plus, if you guys are going to the South Side, I don't know if you guys heard us or not when, during our report, but free shuttle service to the South Side all day, 24-hour parking in the, the 2nd Avenue lot, I believe. So, yeah, keep that in mind, too, if you guys are traveling over there.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Blazers?
Oh, I'm not a party person at all, so I'm gonna like go back to my apartment and like put on a pair of fuzzy PJs and watch TV or read a book or something.
I just plan on hanging out with friends and just trying to have fun throughout the day.
All right, well, sounds good, and hopefully the turnout of this game doesn't ruin your mood if you guys lose. So, moving forward, it's St. Patrick's Day, and people everywhere will be in the kitchen prepping this staple meal. Is it A, Lucky Charms, B, pot roast, C, corned beef and cabbage, or D, pork chops and cabbage?
It's our question, right?
Yeah,
I have
it's
no
our
clue.
question. I want to say You didn't say that?
Yeah. Okay. A, Lucky Charms.
Oh, no. That's definitely wrong. Let's see if you guys can take it away for a steal.
Yeah, this will be for the win if you guys get this right.
Can I hear the answer? Oh, no, wait, it's not the same question.
Yeah, it's a different question.
Okay. We're
Oh,
good.
okay.
If you're lucky on St. Patty's Day, you might find one of these.
Pot of gold, right?
Yeah.
No.
Close.
Steal?
Close. Think lucky. Let's do a steal.
Can we
Think
steal?
lucky. And can we give them one clue?
We know it.
Yeah,
we
we
have
know
the
it.
answer.
Okay.
A, let's say it together.
Four-leaf clover.
That's it. That is it. So you guys, Blazers, I'm sorry, but we are going to have to ask you to walk off the set for a minute so that these two leprechauns can battle it out for the win. So we're going to go ahead and get this ball rolling here.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Are we going to get our music overhead? Are we going to cue our music? Are we moving these? All right. Okay.
Oh, we're moving this one.
We're going to move the
The
stools.
stool's out the way. This is epic, so it requires no stools.
This is going to be epic, so yes, absolutely requires no stools. I'm not quite experienced in the Irish River dance myself,
No, me either.
but I'm hoping that these two guys can maybe show us how it's done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just phone a friend, our producer Jess. I'm going to get her on the line and just ask if we're going to get our music. Are we going to have music for these leprechauns to dance to? Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, when you guys roll the
luck,
music,
sis.
we will
Take it away.
take it away. I guess are we?
It's a pretty bad move here.
It's a long shot.
It's very long. Oh!
We're gonna join
That's
for a
right.
minute.
We're joining in on this. Yeah, we couldn't let you guys down that easy. Yeah. All right,
epic.
we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up. That escalated quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna actually throw it back over. Let's have the Blazers come back on here, just so that we can be fair. And I'm gonna have you guys pick the winner. Now, you guys don't know what the prize is yet, but I'm gonna have you guys pick the winner for us. Why don't you come a little bit closer? Let's all gather in here and tell us who you guys think out of these two. We have Wyatt or Miss Leprechaun Marley here. Which one do you think?
I don't know. Wyatt had a lot of swagger, but Marley really got into it. She's in heels.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would get Marley.
I think
you
Marley,
persuaded me.
you really went at it.
All right, let's give Marley a round of applause. Here is your gift.
Yes.
You are the Leprechaun Queen, and you got some lucky gold coins too.
She's
Yes.
pissed.
I can use this by my St. Patty's outfit
Yes,
for
see?
Saturday.
So you don't have to go shopping. Yes, you won your hat.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
thank
you did. Congratulations.
Thank
Give
you.
you a hug.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's it for Daybreak this week. Tune in next week for the news you need. I'm your host, Taylor Fife.
And I'm Royce Jones, hoping your news is good news.